Jonathan Katz was the MC, and I was maybe going to get up. It was one of those things where I signed up for the list. You know, you get, I think it was 5 minutes, and there's a bunch of people that are going to do 5 minutes. And Jonathan Katz, who was already an established stand-up comedian, he's a really funny guy, and he was the host. And he's like, he came up to me. He said, let me check in a half an hour in to see if I can get you on, because sometimes people wouldn't show up. And so a half an hour in, I'm thinking, I'm just going to chicken out. I'm just going to bail. I'm just going to tell him, forget about it. And when I'm thinking this in my head, I walked up to him, and he's, I got you in, Joe. So you'll be going up right here, and you'll have 5 minutes. Good luck. And I said, all right, thanks, man. Okay. So I was ready to pussy out, dude. I was totally ready to pussy out. And I was so nervous. The first time I went on stage, I was fucking terrified. I couldn't believe it.
What was the name of the place?
Stitches Comedy Club. August 27, 1988. I was terrified, dude. Terrified. I couldn't believe. I was scared. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't think I was going to be scared. I thought maybe I'd be like a little nervous, like I'd never performed before. So this idea of doing it, I was like, well, you know, I've taught Taekwondo classes in front of people before. I can talk in front of people. And then I thought about the idea of like doing stand-up in front of people.
What like, the fuck made this go down there? It took me...
It's crazy.
It took me a year to think about it, and then it snowed, and I couldn't go to work because you can't roof. It was out in Colorado.
Right.
So I rented Punchline.
Oh, with Tom Hanks and Sally Fields.
Angel Salazar, Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
A bunch of people in that movie. I watched Punchline, and that pissed me the fuck off. Like, that was it. I went on the Yellow Pages, I found comedy clubs, I called them, and Comedy Works offered a Tuesday night open mic. How do I get on? You have to call in, and they'll give you 3 minutes. Okay. So for 2 months, I called in, nothing. And then one night, they're like, Joe Diaz. And I called them back that night. I'm sick. I got the flu. I was like, I'm not going down there.
Wow.
And then I was roofing. I'm roofing. I'm estimating jobs. I'm going to different jobs and dropping off material. I had like 2 crews working. And I went to one crew, and they go, hey, man, we're stuck here on this job. Can you get us the morning break? And I go, yeah, I'll go over there. And I went over to this little diner right off the fucking 30, whatever that, I-70?
Mm-hmm.
Is it I-70 or I-25?
Which one?
The one in Denver. It was like an industrial area, trucks everywhere.
I don't remember what the number of that road is.
We were doing a road there, but there was a place around the corner, Jamie, that had the best fucking green chili you ever had in your fucking life. And when you poured them over fucking scrambled eggs, your dick would get fucking harder than fuck. With 2 tortillas. Are you kidding me? To eat up those fucking 2.
Huevos rancheros.
I walk over there, I sit down, and you know how there's always a paper, like in front of you. You ever go to a diner or something, there's always a paper somebody read.
Right.
And I sit down, and I give the waitress the order. I'm sitting there, and I look over, and I went like this, just out of, you know how you just go like that to the middle? And when I opened it, said, do you want to be a stand-up comic?
Whoa.
And it was an article about how Roseanne became a stand-up comic, and now because of Denver, she had just blown up. Like Roseanne had just blown up. It was maybe March of 91. Roseanne had just blown up. Denver was a hotbed, Jack. Everybody was drinking the water. Everybody was wanting to see what Roseanne was doing, so it had a big thing about Roseanne. And it had all these open mic spots, and it had classes that you could take. And there was a class in Boulder for $33. 3 Sundays in a row at the University of Colorado, part of the continuing education. The guy that taught it, his name was Jeff Harms. And I went the first Sunday, did okay. Went the second Sunday, did okay. And the third Sunday I performed. And on the way out, he took me aside and he goes, I don't know how serious you are about this, but you're onto something. If you want to do it, let me know. And I left there going, I want to sell coke. Fucking crack stupid fucking jokes. I want to crack fucking jokes. If I want to do anything, I'll be a pickpocket, a fucking magician, and fucking come up with birds and shit. I swear to God, like, I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I want to sell coke. I don't want to fucking be a comedian. And then about a month later, I saw an ad in the paper for doormen for comedy clubs. And I called it up, and they said, come up. And on the way there, I called Jeff. He gave me his number because he said, if you ever want to get on stage, just call me. I'll put you up somewhere. And I go, there's a job for a doorman at Wits End. Do you think I could get it? And he goes, I'll call the guy right now. You got it. Just drive there, fill out the app, and tell me you're friends with me. And they made me a doorman / sound guy.
Wow.
And then the bar back quit. So I was the door guy, sound guy, and the bar back. And after about 6 months, I had 2 jobs. I hated going home. I had a marriage that was just fucking, just like the ones we all talk about, when you cannot go home. It's not your home anymore.
Right.
I would basically leave at 6, come home at 5, take a shower, eat whatever fucking crap she cooked, give the baby a kiss, and I'd get in my truck and go back to Westminster. It was a club away from the Comedy Works. It was in Westminster. But it didn't get the best people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got toothless people in there and people who poach bears and shit like that. So I started there. And then in the middle of all that, it took me 2 months to get a spot from Wendy. And then I went down there. Ed Nichols saw me, one of the original owners of the Comedy Store with Wendy, with the Comedy, what's the name of it? Comedy Works?
Comedy Works in Denver.
He was one of the original owners with Wendy. Ed Nichols saw me and told me to keep coming back. But I knew when I walked off that stage that life, as I knew it, had ended.